What's going on, Pixel Hackers? Christian Lovrecich from PixlFeed here. And in this video, we're gonna go over my conversion optimization tips and tricks, my list that I go over when I launch a new product, a new store, or a new funnel, and how you should be optimizing everything that you do when it comes to digital marketing. But before we get started, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's dive right in. So, rule number one of this game when it comes to digital media and advertising is you must test everything. Never, ever, ever assume that what works for somebody else, it's going to work for you. Also, don't ever assume that because it's something that you like, it's going to work. All right? So let's go down the list of the things that I optimize and then I test at all times to try or to drive my conversions up or higher, get more sales. All right? So number one, it's going to be your headline. Okay, your headline is probably one of the most important things that you can use on a product description page or at the top of your funnel. You have 3 seconds to catch your customer's attention or your client's attention, and if that headline doesn't pull them in right away, guess what? They're gonna bounce right back out. So make sure that you're always testing new headlines. If it's a funnel, if it's a product page, there's software out there that you can actually split test both of them. And once you find a winning headline, always, split test a second version of that headline and see which one drives better retention rates and drives better conversions, because you never know. And make sure you drive plenty of traffic to it, okay? Number two, pricing. A lot of people go and just throw a price out there without even checking the market. Some of you go out there and actually check your competition and see how much they're charging for a certain product. And then you come up with a price based on however much your cost is. All right. Some of you think of it that because you're a brand, you want to price it higher and it's going to make it more exclusive, therefore more conversions. That's not always the case. And when I talk to people, do you rather have a product that is $39.99 or that brings you a few sales, or do you rather have a product that's $19.99 but brings your sales up by 20%? So the question is, do you want to do volume and give up a little bit of the price difference right here, or do you want to charge a higher price with less sales? If you ask me, with the power that we have of driving traffic to all the platforms that are available out there, guess what? I'd rather drop that price to $19.99 and go for volume. So that's something you always want to test. Keep that in mind. All right. Number three, CTA. That is call to action. Okay. And this can be on your product page. This can be on your funnel. It could be, what are you using on the button? Is it add to cart? Is it buy it now? Is it yes, I want it today? Is it free instant access, 100% access? These are texts. You gotta split test the buttons in your funnel or your product page. The text. Are you using all caps? What color is the button? Is the button Amazon orange for a physical product? Is it green? Is it red? These are things that make a big difference when it comes to your website or your funnel. Number four, that's going to be your copy, okay? Remember, when writing copy for your product or your funnel, always, always, always sell the benefits or / results and not the features. There's a saying out there is sell the hole, not the drill. I've talked about it in this channel before. I talked about it in my podcast before. People care about results. They don't care how you get them there. All they want is the results for themselves. So find their pain, give them the solution to that pain, show them the results, and they will buy from you. Okay? Number five, theme, style. This is very important. You got to make sure your theme or style of the funnel or your store matches the type of product that you're selling. So for example, let's say you're trying to sell a watch or a watch brand, okay? Well, what kind of watch is it? Is it a luxurious watch? Is it a sporty watch, right? If it's an elegant, luxurious brand for a watch, you know, I will go with black because black equals luxury, right? Look at MBMT, you know, it's a watch brand. They're not luxurious, but their theme is all black because it gives it that elegant look. When you think of credit cards, what's the most powerful, what's the most luxurious credit card out there? Black American Express, luxury. So make sure you match your theme, okay? So Amex black as an example, right? The other thing that you want to test, number 6, is images. What kind of images are you using on your funnel? What kind of images are you using for the product? Are you using just some crappy stock images that you found from that the manufacturer gave you? Or did you actually, you know, got a sample of the product and took some pictures yourself? You can go on Amazon and buy one of those boxes for like 30 bucks with some lights in there, or, you know, take some pictures with your phone. Make it look nice, make it look professional. Test different angles. What works better when it comes to images? A picture of the product by itself, or a picture of somebody using the product, the lifestyle of using the product, right? So how many are you taking different angles, picture angles of the product? So when you're driving traffic, is the angle from the left working better than the angle from the right? Always, always, always be split testing, all right? Images. Next is going to be navigation. Okay, this is a very, very important one. So you can use something like Hotjar if you have a funnel, or Lucky Orange if you're using Shopify. These two create heat maps of your pages, and it actually records everybody who lands on your site. You got to watch their behavior. What are they doing? Are they clicking the home page? Are they going to the product pages? What usually is what's the journey? What's the customer journey? Why, if they're bouncing out, why are they bouncing out right away? If they're adding to cart but not purchasing, what's keeping them from buying that product? You'll be amazed how much stuff you discover if you watch at least 1,000 videos of your store in real time to see what's going on, right? You can actually split test 2 pages, and then depending on the behavior, you can see what they like and what they don't like. Are they scrolling all the way down, or are they stopping right at the first quarter, right? So always, always, always check the navigation on your site, right? The other thing, next, 8, let's do guarantee. Do you have a guarantee for your product or service, right? If it's a service, do you have a 100% money back guarantee? If it's a product, do you have a 100% money back guarantee, satisfaction guarantee? Do you have a warranty? Is it a lifetime warranty? Is it 30 days, 60 days, right? You gotta let your customer knows. I can't even talk to that. You gotta let your customers know what the guarantee of your products are. And if you can't offer a guarantee, you're not selling the right products. You're not selling good products. So if you sell something that's quality and that you actually believe in, whether it's a product or a service, always offer a guarantee. Offer a refund, refund and exchanges. There's nothing wrong with that. It's completely normal. Haven't you bought something previously where for some reason you didn't like it or it didn't fit correctly and you decided to return it and exchange it? Well, welcome to the real world. It's gonna happen in your funnel or your store. It's just part of the game, okay? Which brings us to my next one, trust, right? Do we have trust badges on our funnel or store? Do we have, are we offering secure checkout? It's everything SSL verified. Your SSL verification, is it on? Security. People look at these things because when you're in the browser, if you don't have SSL security turned on, Shopify and Clickfunnels is automatic, so you have it. But these are things that people look for. They don't want to be scammed. They don't want their credit card numbers to be stolen. So make sure you have your trust badges. You show them that you have a secure checkout. Everything secure, SSL on, make sure all that stuff is taken care of, okay? The next, let's do support. Yes, support. Support. Do you have support? What kind of support do you offer? Is there a page or a phone number where they can reach you if they have an issue, right? Customer service, is there an email address where they can reach you at? Believe it or not, people look at these things and they want to make sure that if they're going to buy from you, they're taken care of no matter what. That's one of the number one things that people actually, keeps people from buying when they don't know a brand, because they don't know if the support's there, somebody's going to get back to them. I can't tell you how many times I've launched a store and people send an email just to support to make sure it's not a scam. And by scam meaning that somebody's going to get back to them in a quickly and fast manner, right? So, with support and trust, you get at, let's call this one 11, but the trust seals, right? Make sure you have trust seals. That gives you a legit look. And when you add those in there, that means you're backing it up, right? So make sure those are in there. People like to see that stuff, okay? That's the next one. Social proof. And I'm not talking about social proof for your ads. I'm talking about social proof for like third-party reviews. Has anybody with a blog review your product? Have you sent samples to people to review your product? Okay. Do you have actually thousands of happy customers? Are you showcasing the reviews of how happy they are with your product or service? That's social proof. Have you had any, influencers review or use your product? Have they done videos using your products? All of this stuff is social proof, as seen on TV or feature on The Daily Show or feature on whatever, tech magazines, whatever. If you have those, make sure you add that on there in your product page or your funnel. That gives you recognition. That gives you that you're a legit brand, right? So next, we're gonna do, I always test, images versus video, right? So what number are we on? I lost track. So 11, 12, 13. Video. Okay. So, are you using video for your funnel? Are you using a VSL, a video sales letter if you're using a funnel? Are you using a video on your product page, on your store if you're to showcase the product? How we tested, how long is that video? Do you guys know that most people won't watch, the average person will watch only between 30 seconds to 1 minute max when it comes to a video on an ad? On a VSL, the average, I think it's like 3 minutes or something like that. But a lot of people watch the whole thing. Sometimes when you use video, like there's an interaction, there's a feel of interaction and connection when you're using video, especially if it's a person explaining a product or something. Or even when you're showcasing the product, you can show the details of that product by doing close-ups and showing, the quality of it. So make sure you test video. Test the size of the video. Do smaller videos do better on the product page or the funnel, or bigger videos, right? So test all that stuff, especially the length. Next, 14, we're going to do urgency and scarcity. Okay? Urgency and scarcity. Are you doing a sale that's only going to last, 3 days? How many products do you have left? And guys, do not lie about this. Please, please, please do not lie about this. All right? If you have a limited supply, you can put limited supply available. If you have a sale that's only going out for a week, you do that sale for the week, right? And you remind them with back-end sequences and all that good stuff. But at the end of that sale, you cut it off. You know why? Because the next time you have a sale, people know that you're for real. And when you put out your next, sale, they're gonna buy because they know it's gonna come to an end. Don't be one of those people, those stores, downtown, like where we're selling liquidation, 20%, everything must go today, and then the sale's like there 24/7, 365 days a year. Don't be that way. If you're gonna do scarcity and urgency, make sure that you have limited inventory where you showcase where the inventory is going out and how many are left. Or if it's a sale, if you create a sale, make sure you create, the countdown of when the sale ends. Make it very clear, and then you can do retargeting ads telling them, hey, it ends today, and that's the end of it. So it's very, very powerful. Urgency and scarcity is very, very powerful. All right, I'm gonna add this one to the side of this because I don't want to tear this up. So 15, it's gonna be back end. Sequences and offers. All right. If people they land in your funnel or they land on your store and they bounce right back out. Did we catch their email address? right? If you caught their email address like you should be doing, you should be making an offer on the back end. What do I mean by that? An abandonment sequence that makes an offer to them to come back and buy from you. And when you're doing that, most people only create one email sequence and that's it. It's like a second thought. No, split test those sequences. You know, if you're using ActiveCampaign or Klaviyo like I use, I talk about it all the time. I split test all those sequences. I have different versions of each email, and then based on which one performs the best, that's the one that I declare a winner. It's about getting those people back and buying from you. So make sure you test that. That's gonna drive your conversions up. You know, 16, this should be a given. Upsells, right? Whoever spends the most money wins the game. Famous words by Dan Kennedy, right? The only way you're gonna win at advertising and all that good stuff, you're gonna beat everybody, you know, when it comes to buying paid media, is by having upsells, having a higher average order value, right? Average order value. Guess what? If my upsells are making me an extra $50, right, when they check out, that means that I can double my ad spend and acquire more customers that way. Whether it's, you know, that's if it's a store. If it's a funnel, you have, you know, the product, quantity breaks, and then upsell, downsell. I mean, you can upsell them all day long. Guys, this is extremely, extremely important, right? So, and last but not least, if you have tested all of this and then your conversion rate still sucks and you're not getting the sales that you want, there's only one thing that is wrong with this whole project, your funnel and your store. And that is, last but not least, your offer. That means that if you're not converting and you're not getting the great numbers that you need, it's because your offer sucks. Try a different angle, try a different offer, right? And when you're testing all of this stuff, which should you be testing at all times, make sure you do one at a time, right? It's always split testing A and B. So if you're split, you create everything, right? The first version of it, right? And then you create your first headline, you run traffic to both, you leave everything else the same. And once you have a headline that's a true winner, you select your winner and then you move on to test the second thing, right? Then we choose which price is gonna be better, A or B. Which one brings me more sales? B? All right, select B. Next, let's play with a call to action, right? Which one works better? And then you move on and on and on, but only one at a time. When you're split testing and trying to figure out what your max conversion rate is or how high you can get your conversion rate, if you start changing everything at once, you don't know which variable it's actually making the biggest difference. So guys, it's very important to do one variable at the time. Guys, if you like that video, please click the links in the description below. Help support the channel. And if you want to keep learning, taking your digital game to the next level, make sure to check one of the videos right above me. And I will see you guys in the next video.